Welcome, YouTube, to the Okayest gym in Northern Illinois. My name's Antonio, El Pinche Becerra. This is El Pinche Becerra's gym, and I wanted to do a bit of a gym tour. So we'll be, walking around. I'll point some stuff out. If you would like to see a review or a more in-depth explanation on anything that's in here, please put something in the comments. So we will start here at a little bit of the leg area. So here is a Pro Maxima calf raise machine. I picked it up locally for about $15. It was the craziest deal. It was listed forever. Finally reached out to the guy. He just wanted to get rid of it, and it is a insanely commercial piece. That is where I keep a lot of the 35s. I've got some bend plates. I've got some universal 35s. I've got just like old plates. And here we're moving into the leg press. So this is it says Saidi. When I bought it, it said it was a 45-degree Nicolo. It is all imported. It is all made of Chinesium. It is all the same, factory. But when it came, uh, I like it quite a bit. I've had quite a few leg presses in and out of this gym, and I usually, end up selling them, trying to, make a little bit of a profit to reinvest in the gym. But this thing's still here. It's incredibly solid, adjustable. It gives me a place to keep the hundos. So these are a couple rogue deep dish hundreds that just stay on there. And then you'll see a bit of a theme throughout the gym. I like Avanco, so there's a lot of Avanco weights, but just some random, also vintage like Marcy Los Angeles plates. We've got some Rogue six shooters, some York milled, more York milled. Um, but when it comes to leg day, I load this thing up and it holds. So as we move in, we've got the Power Tech. This thing is one of the first pieces that I got when I actually moved the gym to this location here in Northern Illinois, to really start the okayest gym in all of Northern Illinois. And it's super functional. My son is now 17, but he started using it when he was about 15. I probably would have gotten rid of it, flipped it, but he likes it quite a bit. So it's got the leg curl, leg extensions that stay on. We use it quite a bit. Doesn't have, I know there's some fancy leg pieces out there that give you a better resistance curve. This thing, it's functional, and it does the trick. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, until my son says that he's over it. This is his, and we'll keep it here. So I do have a Arch Nemesis bar from Bells of Steel. I like it quite a bit more as a lat pull down attachment than something to do bench press with. Get to change the grips around and really get a bit of a stretch on this thing. So we're gonna move around and talk about the monster. So this started life as an RM4. It was a four-post rack that was supposed to be 90 inches. As I did with a lot of the pieces in this gym, I purchased it uh, from someone on Facebook Marketplace who had it listed for 90 inches. I get it here, and I go to put the first upright, and the scars are still there. It hit the ceiling. It was actually, when I measured it, 95 inches. So we cut it down, actually to 91 inches, just to really maximize the space. And there it is. I mean, people talk about bolting these things down. It's not going anywhere. This thing is super solid. I've had a lot of weight on there. Um, as we look, up above us, we have the Darko Anchor. So the Darko Anchor is really cool because, while I've got some other, barbells, uh, you know, this is some place where I keep the Longhorn bar from Fringe. It's a buffalo bar. It's really good for squatting. Really, helps your shoulders if you're limited on mobility. I've got the Elite FTS SS yoke. I know there's a lot of newer safety squat bars. That thing's a classic. Love it. And then I have a 29 millimeter Texas power bar. Gosh, it looks so shiny. That's because we're in a basement. We're climate controlled in here, and that is bare steel. And there is another benefit of working out in the basement. There is no oxidation. So speaking of barbells, I've got more. So here is a six um, 6 bar gun rack, and my wife does not put a lot of limits on my gym, as you can see. But the one thing she said is, "Do not drill into my walls." So I have not drilled into her walls, but I was able to attach this to an old dumbbell rack, and super solid. So I've got the bells of steel power bar. I love the knurling on that thing. The reason I don't use it more is because it's got comp collars, and on the Rogue Monster, I just bang into it more than I'd like. I've got, speaking of Texas power bars, 28.5 millimeter, just old school, rusty, tried and true. Love this thing for deadlifts. Avanco 72 inch. Use it for as a curl bar, and then I've got the York split sleeve curl bar, and then here I've got the Rep Fitness lat pull down attachment with some vintage collars. I've got the Yorks. I've got some Avancos, but I don't use collars, so they pretty much stay there. So onward. So so I said this started life as an RM4 until I added 2 additional cross members. So if you're thinking like, gosh, the back of it looks kind of short, those don't look like Rogue cross members. They're not. They're actually 16-inch Rep Fitness cross members. I know there's a lot of debate on, whether Rep and Rogue are interchangeable. They are, kind of. You can't mix and match the uprights, right? So I got to go all Rogue uprights. But when it comes to the cross members, they fit. So, I think the 16 inches, right, being in the basement, I've got some room to expand. But if I had 24 or 32 or 30-inch cross members, this thing would be massive. It's already massive. And, did I stop it? 6 uprights? I did not. So here we can see the rest of this monstrosity. So uh, 2 more, uprights, 2 more Rep 16-inch cross members, the shrimp trawler, one of my favorite pieces. So as I've shown, I've got a lot of Avanco weights. Love Avanco weights. I was able to find a bunch in a Indiana barn. So I drove all the way to the middle of a cornfield to pick up equipment from a stranger. I heard the banjos playing as I drove up, but met the coolest old man, and this was part of the haul. And I actually replaced the heavy bag that was on here. I don't know why it says "you is a loser." Was it motivation? I don't know. That's the cool part about just old gym gear and equipment. Everything's got a story. I is a loser sometimes, and it keeps me grounded. It keeps me humble. So, speaking of being a loser, I also have a bunch of dumbbells that are missing the handles. So you may or may not have seen one of my other videos where I actually made this little guy, but blobs are really for uh, feats of strength. Festivus is a perfect time of year to use them. Here I have my Onnit kettlebells. Most of them are Onnits. These are uh, zoo bells. These are, I've got the Sasquatch, the gorilla, the orangutans, the chimp, the howler. Um, People love that stormtrooper. They're always trying to make me offers. It's not for sale. The the Cyclops, the Joe Rogan. I also made a video with a couple Joe Rogan kettlebells where I actually use them, and then dumbbells. That's the other thing that you will find. I love dumbbells. I love old school fixed dumbbells. Uh, but fear not, for those of you that love adjustable dumbbells, I do have some power blocks. So for you adjustable fans, I've got some power blocks, and I keep a tiny cowboy hat with my power blocks. Because you never know when you gotta yeehaw and giddy up. So another, I keep saying another, uh, just a really, great piece in the gym is the pro style dumbbells. Most of them are Avancos. Um, some of these are just, I put together because when I first got the set, it was in the middle of COVID, and it was 5 pounds all the way to hundreds. But after 50, it was missing some of the dumbbells. So, just acquired, built them. That's a good part about pro style dumbbells. They've got a bolt, unbolt them, put the plates. They are about as um, durable as they come. So, for some of you with your Nuo bells, try doing that. These things will outlive me, and I told my son they will be his when I am long gone. But love these Avanco dumbbells. So uh, moving on, right? Here I keep all the M series Avancos. So over there are the ugly, rusty, down and dirty Avanco dumbbells or Avanco weight plates. These are M series. So the thing about M series, and you can see where they say M series, they've been machined down to tolerance. So these are a little pricier, but a lot truer to the weight, and really like them. And then another piece that is a bit of a mismatch is I've got the Rogue Matador, but it's a Matador for a Monster Light. It's not going anywhere. So that's what I use. And then this thing, and the funny part about this cable crossover, it's a body solid cable crossover. I got it for $100. It just feels good. I thought I was going to use it for a while and then sell it and upgrade, but it feels so good that I've never actually got rid of it. And the funny part is, some of these machined Avanco plates that I actually load on it are worth a lot more than the machine itself. But I like it, and as you can see in my gym, it's less about a particular brand or about being pretentious. And if I like it, I keep it. If I don't like it, I get rid of it and I flip it. So um, so here it is, and she ain't going nowhere. And then speaking of kind of staying in line with the Pro Maxima, this is a Pro Maxima adjustable bench, and what I like is it's got a little foot lever, so I just kick it, adjust. It's old school. It's super solid. I will say, if you're used to, because over there I've got a Rep Fitness bench with a fat pad, and it's got the grippy vinyl. Ain't nothing grippy about this. It's old school. It's slick, but it matches, the vibe. It's old and it works. And I think in the Okayest gym of Northern Illinois, if it's functional, it works. So here I have Concept 2 rower. Also made a video. I acquired it, and it's made its way here. And here is more dumbbells. So these are rubber hex dumbbells. These go from 2.5 pounds to 30 pounds by half-pound increments. And the irony is, I also have these um, micro gains where I can actually turn these 22 and a halves into a 25, or I could use the 25 because I got it right there. But I just like the simplicity of a fixed head dumbbell, and I've got the space. If at some point I run out of space, maybe I will join the reppin bandwagon. But for now, these my wife and my son use, and they are for them. I did start so going back to the stand, I've got more dumbbells. So here I've got some York round heads that go from 1 pound all the way to 15 pounds, and yes, I have a pair of 9 pounds. Not the most rare piece out there, but you try to find a pair of 9 pounds, got a pair of 12 pounds, and then the 6 pounds also get a little tricky to find. So the only thing I'm missing is the salesman sample earmuffs. My wife might hear me. And then, as you can see by my physique, of course, I have a cardio section. So here we've got the Octane Fitness. This was actually, we bought this brand new and we paid way more for it than we probably should have, but it is a great elliptical, and it has come with us from Minnesota to Illinois. It is an awesome piece. Here we've got the Rogue Echo bike. I use this for warming up and doing intervals on it. And then we've got 2 treadmills so that me and my boo can walk and hold hands together. So these are both true soft system. This is a true 500, and this is a true, I believe it's a 450. But again, love me some wheeling and dealing. That one I bought when we lived in Minnesota, and I paid $100 for it. I am not a svelte man, and this treadmill is built like a tank. So when we uh, started to do walks in the summer, when it got cold, I said, you know what, I'm gonna look for one of these, and I was able to find this second one locally, and me and my little boo thing do our walking. So here is kind of the last piece that I will show, which is just a old television on a cart. And really what it allows me to do is when I'm working out, I can, um, turn on whatever podcast or, television show, or doing cardio. Now we get to watch it. So one of those little simple things. Got that from Amazon. And I think that's it. I think that is your tour of the Okayest gym in Northern Illinois. I appreciate if you like this video, like, subscribe. If you would like for me to go in depth a little deeper into anything that you've seen on today's tour, let me know. Uh, just having some fun here. So I appreciate it. Um, Thank you to my camera woman and sponsor, Hottie B Realty, the #1 realtor in Northern Illinois. This is Antonio El Pinche Becerra with the Okayest Gym of Northern Illinois. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Stay swole. Stay beastie. I will see you later.